What's good, y'all? It's kind of quiet in here. Feel a little chilly, man. Don't give me the cold shoulder today, man. What's up with the questions? All right. Felt great. Felt great to be back out there with the guys, running, hitting. Feel sore. It's a good type of sore, you know. But we got that dub, so that's all. That's basically what all matters.
You think about performance, like you did at some point, the Jaguars receivers, having to respect how physical you guys are being. It seemed like that as the game went on, they weren't contesting the football quite the way they were at the beginning.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. They got great weapons out there. Their offense is pretty explosive. I think we all know that. Great quarterback over there, tight end. You can consider him easily a wide receiver. You can put him up there with Travis Kelce. You can put him up there with Kittle. I feel like he's pretty good. And just the game plan that Coach Burke, Miko, Dino, Steve, all of them, and CU set for us. It made it easy for us. We could just see some move hit. And eventually, guys get tired of getting hit, especially if you hitting them how you supposed to hit them.
Jimmie, what was it like for you communicating, being on the field with the defense for the first time all this season? Did you feel like there were some growing pains early and you guys settled in, or how did you see that going?
Really, I just try to help much as possible. Try to be that extra communication. Try to echo the calls. I feel like Henry did a great job out there, and just me being out there, just telling everybody, man, we got to communicate. This is just like the classroom. And if you wouldn't be in the NFL if you didn't make an A+. And one thing about this test on Sunday, Mondays, or Thursdays, it's open notebook. It's an open book test, so everybody can help each other. We can all talk out there. If you see something, talk about it.
Yeah, how did you feel being out there? How excited were you just to get your season started?
Oh, I was very excited. I had some plays I wish I could take back and do it again, but it's my first game back, so build them scars up early, and hopefully I could take them off the field. Take them off the film later on. Well, this next game.
You've been watching and react in real time to. How did you react in real time to Andrew Beck's return?
Oh man, it was crazy. It was one of the moments where you just like, because it was like two guys. I want to say him, and I can't remember who was back there. Was it Motor? Who was back there with him? Motor, and then both of them kind of tried to catch the ball. And then it rolled down his chest, and I was like, and then he picked it up and he broke the tackle. I was like, and then he broke another tackle. I was like, and then he broke another tackle. I was like, and he broke another. I was like, he finished score, and he scored. So hopefully I see that on ESPN Top 10. It was one of those moments that you can't believe it happened, and that was one of the craziest plays I ever seen in the NFL since I've been in the league. And it's been 10 years since I've been in the league. It's crazy.
Moments you've been with Miko for a long time, to see him after the game, lead the locker room, lead the team to a win, and from watching him go from DC to head coach to see that, what was that like for you to see him?
Oh, it was pretty cool, man. Just to see Miko, see his growth from being a player, a linebacker, being a linebacker to a head coach. He still has that. He still has that click inside of him. And when I say click, he has that other side. He has that dog mentality. So to see him, leave that inside, channel that, calm down while he's on the sideline, calling plays, because he wish he could still be out there and play, everybody. But, everybody has a ticking time clock. But, he's so passionate about the game, and just seeing him, it looked like he wanted to tear up after the game when he got his first win, which is, it was crazy, man. It was good to see, man, and hopefully we get a lot of more wins for him this season.
Otherwise, y'all have the first win for the team. You guys in the locker room since then, even this morning, what has it been like between you and the rest of the players?
Oh, it was good. It's good to get a win, just to let them know what it feel like. I don't know what the season was like last year. Obviously, I heard it wasn't too many wins, but just to get a win early. I don't know when was the first win last year, but I know to get a win early in the division, I feel like that's good, and I feel like we're heading into the right direction.
Watching CJ yesterday and the way that how poised he was and how he controlled the game from the offensive side of the ball, was that something that you knew was coming from watching him in training camp?
I feel like CJ was good, but I don't know. I didn't know. I can't sit here and I can't lie to you just because we can't hit quarterbacks. So I don't really know what's going to happen. Like when you can't hit quarterbacks and OTAs, it's 7-on-7. I don't really know what's going to happen. And for him to go out there and work on time, that's one thing I did pay attention to him in training camp. Even though he held the ball at the beginning of training camp, but towards the back end, he started working on timing. Even Miko put the play clock out there, and that's something that I used to beg for San Francisco. I was like, hey man, why don't y'all put a play clock out here? So we can time up our blitzes and stuff like that. But Coach Kyle never put the play clock out there because he's more of an offensive head coach. But Miko's more of a defensive head coach, so he put the play clock out there for the offense. Like, hey man, look, see what time it is. Hurry up and get out the snap, and then you got to hurry up and snap the ball and stuff like that. So we get everything is timing and him working on his timing. So when he sees DNs or a blitz coming, him trying to get the ball out, that's just him working on his game. And I feel like it paid off for him. And first 3 games, he's out there playing lights out. Like it's good to see. And then we feed off that as a team. Like guys around that see that. When you see your quarterback playing lights out, and as a rookie. That feeds everybody. Everybody needs that type of energy, and it's contagious.
Do you sense an increase in belief? Like after, like you just said, I thought he was good, but didn't know not being able to hit. But once you see it in the game, can you tell just amongst the team that there is an increased buy-in and what CJ's doing once you can see it out in the application?
Of course, because if you got somebody out there that's young, just got in the league, he's a quarterback. It's a quarterback-driven league. Guys gonna fight for him. I don't know. I was sitting on the sideline. I always talked to him I missed my first 2 games, and I was telling him, like, CJ, bro, get back in there, bro. I'm going to fight, bro. Like, I'm going to fight for you, bro. Trust me. I'm going to help you out talking, even though I wouldn't say, I don't know. I guess I like talking now. I don't really like talking, but I like talking a little bit. But I told him I'll take something off your plate. I know you got a lot of stuff on your plate. I'm going to help you out as much as possible. And I just want you to go out there and just play, man. Just do your thing. It's backyard football. Be a playmaker. You've been doing that your whole life.
Jimmy, you talking about going out there and fighting for CJ. What's it like when the defense is able to make a play, an interception, a fumble recovery, special teams makes a play, and you see your offense go out there and capitalize on every miscue you guys are able to take advantage of? What does that do for this team?
It's just momentum. That's one thing about it. I realized, like, in this game playing so long, like, depends on who making the most plays. Like it's momentum switches back and forth. Just like they end up making a play, so they've had the momentum, and then special teams. Will Anderson go out there, block a field goal. Now the momentum switch back on our side, and then like I said, that feeds everybody. That feeds the coaches. That feeds the guys on the sidelines that's not playing, and we need that energy. Like yesterday, I seen our sideline, and our sideline was just it was crazy how much energy we had on the sideline. Everybody was hyped. Everybody was stoked. We was up. Our last 2 games, I feel like it was kind of iffy. Like guys was quiet. You seen the long faces and stuff, but not this game. And this is a road game, and we got to bring that type of energy, to a home game. For our fans, can see that, before we can get the fans into the game.
There's a big difference between starting at 0-3 and 1-2. So picking up a win like that, having a little bit of a slower start, what can that do for morale and just the confidence of the team as a whole?
I feel like it can help and it can hurt it, to be honest. I feel like it can help it, just by, having everybody, be consistent, stay consistent, and just keep that same resume as we did last week. And it can hurt it just by, guys being, too up. Thinking like, okay, it's gonna be easy this week. Oh, we're gonna do the same thing. Nah, we gotta push a little bit more. Nah, we gotta work a little harder. Nah, we gotta recover a little bit more. So I seen it work both ways. It's a division game. Of course, we're always gonna play division games. Good and like great football. Coach is gonna coach harder because it's a division game, but this still is this a conference game. But so we still got to take this serious, because if we win this, it's heading to the right direction. And then we get more players back too. We got a lot of players that's down right now, and what it's all about is about being your healthiest in November and December.
He's mentioned that when you talk to Stroud, you take some off his play.
Just by talking and leading. You know, he has to do a lot of talking. I've been noticing that, and I've been talking to the guys, the older guys, too, around the team. And I was like, hey man, we gotta help him out. Like, dude, gonna run out of words, you know, because I missed those 2 games, so I was like, ah. And I was like, you know, I didn't want to say too much. I'm not playing, so I was trying to, you know, push everybody else like who's playing. Like, hey man, just, you know, say something, talk. Like even if you don't have too much to say, you know, you could just go up there, just break it down, say something short. Like, hey man, it's win today, this and that, 1-2, or on 3, it's win, 1, 2, 3, win. You know, just something small because guys need that different voice sometimes. You know, sometimes hearing the same person, it can get old. Or that person who's talking the most, it can run out of words. You know, you can't keep thinking of something to say to hype grown man up, hype a bunch of grown men up. So just hearing different voices and just different attitudes go up there to speak, you know, that it can give somebody energy. It can pump somebody up, and you never know who you may lift up.
Last two. About how the positive momentum can actually hurt this team with this locker room being so young. What message do you share with these young guys to let them know that this is a league where you can't get too high, but at the same time can't get too low?
Just gotta lead by example. They watch you, just like how y'all watching me right now. Like even if I say something that don't make sense, y'all watch me. You know. So that's funny, right? So so that's what the young guys do. So everything that I do, I'm year 10, they're watching. I could be tying my shoe and I look up and I see a young guy look away. You're watching me. So all I gotta do is just go out there and be myself and lead by example. I didn't do anything out there Sunday different from what I've been doing the last 9 years of my career in San Fran. Just went out there and just be myself. You know, it's not fake. It's just who I am.
Last one. All set? All right. Thanks.